Good afternoon. My name is Muyiwa Samfan. I am a third year studying at Coventry University and I'm studying sports PR and media. I'm going to be doing my presentation on the NFL. So, the aims and objectives of the NFL's media strategy. As I've been appointed to be the sports media consultant for the NFL, I've taken on the duties to inform the NFL about their strengths and their weaknesses. And this can be broken down into four clear factors. The first one being a clear introduction to the NFL and a bit of a history and a rundown of where the NFL came from, followed by the importance of a media strategy for the NFL and why it is detrimental for the NFL to have a media strategy going forth. Furthermore, I'm also going to be looking at and creating a critical analysis of the NFL's media outlets and content that they're distributed. And lastly, I'll be giving recommendations on how to improve their current media strategy by indicating strengths and weaknesses. So a quick rundown on the history of the NFL. The league began in 1920 and was formerly called the American Professional Football Association. Since then, they've survived many years of instability and competition from rival organizations. The NFL had competition from a main league called the American Football League around the 1960s, so that's 40 years on from 1920s when they actually began. And since then, the NFL and the AFL completed a merger in the 1970s, 10 years after having that competition, creating a 26-team circuit under the name of the older NFL. Since then, the NFL comprises of 32 teams, to be clear. So the question is, who owns the NFL? So subsequently, it's not straight to the point to actually answer that. However, we do have an understanding that there are 32 shareholders that subsequently have ownership of each team, and how the ownership of the NFL works is that all revenues and sponsorship deals are equally distributed towards all teams. So the teams have the ownership of the league. And in my next slide, they will give further understanding of what this slide means. So, why have I chosen to take on the NFL as the media consultant? Well, number one, the NFL is the most popular sport in America, which is huge. Second of all, the NFL has the biggest landmark event in America, which is the Super Bowl. So this will be a great way of investigating the media strategies of how they've become such a massive and unique landmark event. Furthermore, also to conclude from my previous slides and give a bit more of background information, according to Fitzpatrick 2017, the concepts are equally, and the revenues and the sharings are all divided by all the teams to give ownership to the league. Now, going on to the importance of a media strategy for the NFL. According to Randman 2021, communication strategy and creative brief are used to develop creative concepts. This guarantees the concepts are based on thorough understanding of the scenario, the target audience, the channel to be employed, campaign goals, and the benefits that the target audience will respond to. Moreover, Michael Salazar 2021 believes that a media strategy's purpose is to raise brand awareness as well as awareness of a company's product and services. Now, the question is, how do we link the importance of the media strategy to the NFL? Well, the NFL strategy is to increase awareness of the new media partnerships and products. The following slide will give clarity upon what that means. So the media goal for the NFL is to increase the reach from television networks and digital services and to be in partnership with a bigger media outlet and technological companies. Now, we have a direct quote from Mr. Kraft, the chairman of the media committee. And he basically says that as the whole world of communications and digital media changes, we want to find a partner who can further help us maximize the reach and potential of the NFL assets represented. So in a nutshell, what this basically is concluded is that the chairman is stating that the NFL wants to broaden and expand their digital media services and their reach to new audiences. And they have actually appointed a particular body to do this for them. The NFL's media strategies. Okay, so the NFL has many media strategies. One of them is to approach television rights and reach the new fans. And according to Flint 2021, the National Football League is looking to into shares into selling shares into the media businesses to strategic partners in order to expand the reach in its broadcast networks digital services, according to a letter that was been sent to all the team owners. Now, Goldman Sachs were the body that had been appointed to actually explore and investigate different parties that potentially can bring together some type of partnership that will help in achieving these media strategies and goals, which is to expand and reach new audiences. So, since then, Verizon and the NFL has actually made a partnership, which is absolutely fantastic. And the main aim of this partnership is to innovate fans' experience. So, what Verizon and NFL has done is created a co-watching and co-viewing app where fans have the opportunity to actually visually have live streaming of the NFL games and live game coverages that comes with different types of information about what's going on with the game, give playbacks, and also gives you fast forward control of the game of what's going on, which is a fantastic, innovative strategy to broaden the experience for fans. So the aims of this partnership allows fans to create communities on the actual app. So what this actually allows community fans to do is to also engage with different fans across the world. They can also subsequently bring their friends, family, and friends into the app so they can all enjoy using this new app that the NFL and Verizon have partnerships with, which is absolutely fantastic. Also allows interactions with different times of fans to look at different types of information on the game, so different statistics of the game, and it gives you a thorough understanding of what's happened and gives you also highlight reels. The analysis this media partnership creates. So when we actually break down what does this product actually do, this partnership, what does it actually bring about? It increases real-time game views due to the app being free, number one. This is a free app that is allowed to be used by fans on their phones. It brings new fans to the sports because not everybody is a Verizon and not anybody in Verizon is also linked with the NFL. So to give clarity on that, Verizon have their own customers. They have their media partnership, and this creates the opportunity for new fans to come about, as they're also linked with Yahoo. So Yahoo have their own set of consumers and fans that are loyal to that brand, but because this partnership is cohesive and comes together, it brings about potential new fans. They also engage with different types of consumers as well. So when we're looking at the academic correlation of the NFL's partnership with Verizon, according to Fatico 2018, communication objectives seeks to use IMC tactics to grow and strengthen consumers' cognitive thinking and also effective feelings relationship states with a brand. An outcome such as creating awareness amongst audiences of an upcoming event, game, season, or new products is an example of the communications objectives. Now, how do we link this academic source with the partnership with Verizon? How we do this is by looking at the product. The product itself is the way they communicate upcoming events that's going to be happening, that the NFL will be doing, live events that's going to be happening, and ultimately paints an emotional message to fans with this app. Now, looking at the NFL social media strategy, we've got some direct information from their social media managers, Russell Simmons, who oversees the LCC program. He states that as a rule of thumb, it is our goal that by the time the commercial break ends, after a touchdown is scored, our clubs already has content from us they can post. So what the main focus of the social media management team is to make sure that there's some instant kind of connection between fans and also the real-time events. So that is done by posting touchdowns, as he said. That's done by also making tweets about what's going on instant. So there's some type of instant gratification fans are getting with their social media strategy from social media management. So Moving on, the NFL's also partnered with Pepsi, okay, and their partnership is involving the Super Bowl, which is the landmark event that they are known for, and is the most viewed event in America, the most viewed event in America that streams up to 100 million views. Okay, the media strategy and coverage comes from CBS. And what happens? There are three specific networks that have the opportunity to stream and broadcast the NFL Super Bowl, and they all take turns to do so. So this year, 2021, CBS had the rights to also stream this. Okay, CBS is also the number one networking. Sorry, beg your pardon. The number one network campaign right now that's actually streaming, which is fantastic. So this also brings about new types of viewers because the CBS have their own type of loyal viewers that will be viewing their content. So looking at the strengths and weaknesses that the NFL has, we have strengths looking at the real-time social media posts that their social media managers are in control of, which is fantastic. So that's looking at instant gratification that fans get from looking at live coverage of what's going on in the game. We've got the real-time streaming from the app that Verizon and the NFL have collaborated with, which now gives fans the opportunity to see live streaming from their phones. Also, we're looking at the opportunity to reach new target audiences through the app. So what that basically means is that since there's different fans all over the world, this allows opportunities for fans to meet different fans and to also get information on different fans and what they're also thinking within the games and their take on the live games. So that gives information for the NFL to actually look into a bit more. Also, another strength that I've recognized in this campaign and looking at how the NFL's media strategy is working is also looking at the media coverage, especially during the NFL Super Bowl. You know, there's so much media coverage going on with regards to advertising. There's so many advertisements going on, especially during halftime specials. However, when we're looking at the weaknesses, there's a lack of change in sponsorship. Okay, Pepsi and the NFL have been in partnership since 2011, and there has not been any change. In fact, Pepsi have renewed their partnership to 2022, which is next year. And it seems like although a long, stable partnership with a company that has been consistent is a good thing, as the CEO of the company has also said, change is necessary with regards to technological advantage. So I believe that this can be perceived as some type of weakness. Furthermore, we have to be honest. As a result of this app, when fans are unable to view games on a wider screen, meaning that if you do not have a mobile phone, you cannot view the live streaming content, regardless of it being free and you enjoying live streams. You cannot view it on television screens or PCs. This is not something that is opted within the contracts. So it kind of lessens the experience for fans, because if they can only just watch something from their phone, let alone a tablet, it kind of weakens the experience that's supposed to be, especially as this is a these type of games need a wider screen to enjoy it. So it lessens the enjoyment that potential fans can have. Now, my recommendations for the NFL is to change sponsorship next year, 22, and this can be a detrimental relationship and change in brand image, but this sometimes change is a good thing. Furthermore, Coca-Cola is responsible for being responsible for 13 sponsors within the actual league in the NFL. They actually sponsor 13 teams within there. That could be an idea of actually partnering with them. Also knowing that Pepsi and Coca-Cola are rival brands. Also, transition for only allowing fans to consume content from the app via their phone to being on a wider screen. For example, allowing streams on TVs and PCs, not only mobile phones. So this is a bit more versatile with Verizon and the NFL, a bit more versatility with regards to how their fans can actually view their content. These are the references. Thank you for listening.